Hi everybody, welcome to Mindfulness for this week. I am going to be at a customer immersion session while you are all getting mindful. So I've done a recorded session. If whoever's in the room can just make sure that the blinds are down and that you're all sitting comfortably, and to make sure that we've logged into the VMR so that anybody dialing in can also participate. So just as we normally do with our practice, find your space either sitting or lying down in the room, and just try and come to a position which is centered and heavy in your chair or lying on the floor. A really great phrase which they use at Google is sit like a mountain. So if you imagine what a mountain feels like, it's very stable, it's very grounded, and it's not moving anywhere. That's the kind of centered position that you want to be in. But you also want to be alert, and you want to try and prevent yourself from falling asleep. So if you're sitting up, make sure you're doing it with a straight back. If you're lying it down, just be conscious that lying down is going to make you more likely to go to sleep, and that you want to try and bring your attention really clearly onto the things that we talk about. So why don't you give yourself a few shoulder rolls and just loosen up that upper neck. It's the sort of area that everyone carries tension around. Give your head a gentle tilt side to side. And then just notice what you're doing with your face, particularly around your temples and above your forehead. If you're carrying a frown or feeling tense up there, just give yourself a little wiggle. Just make sure that you're ready to come into that mountain pose, which is a neutral position and not a tense position. Once you've found your comfortable space in your seat, bring your attention to your breath. Notice what the quality of your breath is. How deep is it going into your chest or your belly? Just noticing how your body's sitting and how you're feeling right in this moment. And bringing a non-judgmental, curious approach to the way that you're feeling. Now that you've noticed how your body is and what your breath is like, just give yourself permission to take the next 10 minutes to be mindful, that you're not going to bring any judgment to how you feel. You're going to let go of the thoughts and things that might be irritating or exciting you. And letting go doesn't mean banishing them. It means taking a step back and being comfortable with them being in the room, and also being comfortable with them being out of your mind. After you've given yourself permission to let go of those things and to bring yourself into that non-judgmental, curious space of mindfulness, bring your focus back onto your breath. Begin to focus your attention on the place that you most identify with your breath. That might be the cool sensation around your nostrils as it first enters, or perhaps the feeling of cold air against the back of your throat. Or maybe it's further down in your chest or in your belly, and somewhere that you regard the center of your breath. Once you've found that center point, try to focus your best attention on it. If you find your mind wandering away, just gently notice that, and then bring it back to that thing that you've regarded as the center of your breath. Remind yourself that the act of mindfulness is bringing your attention back to that place, and that it doesn't matter that your mind has wandered away. In fact, that's exactly what you want to do right now. You want to notice when your mind has traveled away from the place that you're bringing your selective attention to, and gently bring it back. As you focus on your breath now, start to slow it down and deepen it. And really stretch out your attentive gaze on that particular feeling or sensation, whether it's the coolness at the back of your throat or the expansion of your chest. And really take pleasurable curiosity in observing that slow stretch of your breath as you draw your breath in and then gently exhale. Again, you might find your mind wandering away from your breath. That's perfectly okay. Just notice that. Bring it back to the center of your breath. And start the process again of slowing your breath down. Within a comfortable range, slow your breath down as much as you can so that you feel like you're noticing every individual moment of the breath passing in over your lips or through your nose, down your throat, into the branches of your lungs, down to the base of your lungs, and then gently starting the journey back up through that passage. If you're focusing on your chest expanding and contracting, feel each rib move. Notice each muscle fiber lengthening or contracting as you squeeze your lungs and expand them with each breath in and out. take a moment now to broaden your attention to your body and your mind, and just notice if you've changed in the last 7 or so minutes. Can you feel more sensations? Perhaps you're more able to notice the weight of the various parts of your body on the floor or the chair. The points of contact are more easily distinguished from each other. Perhaps you're aware of how your hands are sitting together, the feeling of the clothing on your back or your arms, maybe the temperature of the room and the air. Just acknowledge those things and enjoy the fact that you can bring your attention to all those wonderful bits of sensory information that are coming at you through your body. Examine now your mind. Are you a little bit stiller or quieter? Is there less chatter going on? There doesn't need to be. Your brain might be just as busy as when you walked in this room. But what you want to do now is try and put a wedge between yourself and that busyness and stand back from it. If you find yourself being dragged into thinking about something, just acknowledge that. And then consciously make the choice to let it go. And reassure yourself that you won't forget. And now bring your concentration onto yourself. And ask yourself, have you been kind to yourself today? You've done a really great thing by coming here and practicing mindfulness. You've made a positive choice to step away from your work stress and to try and create a bit of space in your life so that you're cool, calm and collected, and that you're able to be your best self as you move away from this place. Appreciate that. And congratulate yourself on putting your mind and your body first. And know that because you've taken a time out, you are going to be able to respond better than when you walked in the door. Bringing your attention back to your body. Noticing again that you're a body sitting in a room, that you have limbs, that you have edges. Give your toes and fingers a gentle wiggle. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes and bring yourself back into the space. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. And just email me if you've got any comments.